Oh, hi! This week, we're gonna make some jewelry out of all of these dice. I recently played my first game of Dungeons & Dragons and am now obsessed with D20s. Also, I've been hoarding novelty dice for about 15 years, so it's time to use it for something. When I was a teen, I would drill holes through six-sided dies, use them as beads to string onto hemp necklaces that I braided together, because I was a very weird kid. I also have a novelty New Jersey die, and I don't know why I own it. I don't even think I had been to that state when I purchased this. I even have ones with little skulls on them because I was the punk rockiest. So anyways, let's turn this into something wearable, shall we? Here's what you need. Just coffee and water for me because I'm on some medication. I don't know how it's going to interact with alcohol, but also I'm a dehydrated husk of a person because of the meds. It's supposed to be helping this swollen forehead situation that's going on. I don't know if you can see it very well. I'm on day 5, so I thought this would have gone down by now, but no, I'm just slowly turning into Sloth from the Goonies. Anyways, stuff you're gonna need. A bunch of dice, dies, various beads. These long jewelry findings, I'm going to use both the ones with the hook and the ones with the flat bottom. Some chain, jump rings, earring hooks. I guess you could use studs, but I really like the look of shepherd hooks. I might fuck around with some wire. And trusty old Dremel. I'm sure some kind of like regular hand drill would work fine. I mean a power drill, not like a hand crank drill, but I guess if you have that, go for it. For the six-sided dies, just so I knew where the center would be, I would either drill through the 5 or the 1, which it just looks like there's no number on that side. For the D20s I'm going to drill through, I'm just going to make sure that 20 is facing somewhere near the front, and I'm going to go somewhere from the top to the bottom. Whatever side you want facing out. If you want earrings, go top to bottom, and if you want to make a necklace or bracelet, I would go side to side. So yeah, first step is to drill all the holes. So let's see how this goes. It's too early in the morning for this, honestly, but what can you do? Maybe wear safety glasses for this. Also, you will be melting plastic, so it's gonna smell probably kind of weird. You might need to stop partway through and get the melted plastic off the tip of this because it's going to cover up the sharp edges. Because as the plastic melts, it like forms around the bit. Kind of a pain in the ass, but you know, not the end of the world. Now you can stack a couple tiny beads on your little straight finding thing. Plop your die on top of there. I don't know, I think it looks pretty cool. So yeah, just repeat that for all the dies. Take your time because there's no sense in hurting yourself. And just make super sure that wherever you're holding is not where the drill is heading so you don't fucking rip through one of your fingers. Once you have all of your beads stacked onto one of your guys, you can have more beads on top if you want, and then cut the top off about 1/2 inch above the die. You can take your rounded pliers and just roll that in on itself so it's going to make a little loop. I definitely think a bead up top would be good because the hole is so much bigger on the die. I guess you could just use a smaller drill bit. I only have the one. Double beads it is. There we go. Then once you close the little loop up top, you can open up the bottom of your shepherd's hook. Now you've got some fucking statement earrings. These aren't actually as heavy as I was expecting them to be. Okay, so I had to stop filming so my camera could charge because of course the battery was dead. These are some of the other earrings I put together with a little chain on the bottom. And then these skull ones that I put little yellow beads on, so these are tonks as fuck. And then for nostalgia's sake, I made a little hemp bracelet with embroidery floss braided in because that's how I used to roll. And use the die as a bead. As for this guy, I'm going to take this really thin gauge wire, 30 gauge, I think, because I mean it's 30 feet of wire. I'm just going to start wrapping it around this. It's like spherical, so it's tough to keep everything where you put it. Ooh, I'm liking how this is looking though. So I have a few layers wrapped around it. I cut off like a bit of a tail. This way I can like weave it through. Now I'm going to take a jump ring and wrap the rest of the tail right around it. Attach that jump ring to a bracelet. You can make it into a chain. You can do earrings out of this. Now I've got a dope little wire cage D20. Polyhedral is a pretty fun word to say. That's gonna do it. I am accessorized to the brim. Especially because this is Thanksgiving weekend, I want to give a shout out to some of my patrons. Let you know how super duper thankful I am for you guys. Thank you so much, Jeanette, for sticking around for so long. You're the best. Amber, I'm super glad I'm not the only one that sorts things out to calm their brains down. I made it sound like I have multiple brains. If only I had multiple brains. Shout out to Rob, because as always, it's still bonkers that you support me on here, but you and Corinne post like the the best stuff. And then Maddie, you're the coolest little kid. I'm glad you're enjoying Girl Scouts. You're the most badass little girl I've ever met. If you would like your own awkward shout out, you can go ahead and check out my Patreon up here. If you'd like to see new videos every week, you can go ahead and subscribe up here. And somewhere here I'll link to a video where I make earrings out of even weirder shit. It's like having fidget toys but attached to your head.